In this tutorial, we are discussing about the final keyword. So what is final keyword in Java? The final keyword in Java is used to restrict the user. The Java final keyword can be used in many contexts. Final can be a variable, a method, or a class name. So final is act as an access modifier, and we can give the control to our program by using final. But if we want to restrict our program, we can use the final keyword. The final keyword can be applied with the variables. A final that has no value is called blank final variable or uninitialized final variable. It can be initialized in the constructor only. The blank final variable can be static also, which will be initialized in the static block only. Let's discuss about the basics of final keyword. Java final variable. If you make any variable as final, you cannot change the value of final variable. Or if we want to make any variable constant, we can use final keyword. Java final method. If we make any method as final, we cannot override it. So if we make any parent class method final, then we can't overwrite it in the child class. Java final class. If we make any class final, then we cannot extend it or we cannot create the child class of that class. What is blank or uninitialized final variable? A final variable that is not initialized at the time of declaration, it is known as blank final variable. If you want to create a variable that is initialized at the time of creating object, and once initialized it may not be changed, it is useful then. But the blank or uninitialized final variable can be initialized only in constructor. After the constructor, we cannot initialize it and it will give us the compile time error. Let's see the code how we can implement the final keyword in Java. Let's see the example of final keyword. First of all, we create a class bike9, and then inside the class we take a variable that is int speed limit and make it final. We all know that when we make a variable final, then it means that we can create a constant. So here final int speed limit means a constant speed limit whose value is 90. And then again we create a method void run and change the value of speed limit is equals to 400. We all know that if we make a variable final, it means that we can create a constant and hence we cannot further change it. So here we can get a compile time error, and inside the main method we just create a bike9 class object and then call the method. Just save it and let's execute it. We are already in our location, so just write Zavak bike9.java. Hence, it will give us error, that is cannot assign a value to final variable speedlight. We all know that we cannot assign the value to a final variable, and hence we are doing this. We can again assign the value to final variable. That's why it shows the error. So if we just again if we run it, see, it will compile successfully because we are not going to use it again. And then just write Zavak bike9. See, it will compile successfully and execute successfully. Here we are not going to write anything else, that's why nothing will be printed. So this is the example of final variable. Let's see the example of final method. So what we do here, first of all we create a class that is public void bike class bike. And inside the class bike, we create a method that is public void run, and then make that method final. And inside the final method, we print the value running. So we all know that if we make a method final, it means that we are not going to override that method, or overriding of that method can't be possible. So here we again create another class, that is class Honda, which extends the bike, and we override the method that is void run, and then print this is running safely with 100 km per hour. And then inside the main method, we just create the Honda class object and just call the run method. Just save it and let's execute it. We can also got the compile time error because Honda 9 doesn't override the method. See, it will give me the error that is run in Honda cannot override run in bike, because overrided method is final, so we cannot override the final method. So if we just remove the override from here, then we can easily call it, or easily call the run method. Let's execute it. See, it will compile successfully, and just run it, Java Honda. See, it will give me the value that is running safely with 100 km. So in this way, we can use the final keyword in method. Let's see how we can implement the final keyword with class. First of all, we create a class bike and put it the access modifier that is final. And again we create a class Honda 1 which extends the bike, and inside the run method we just running safely with 100 km and just create the object of that Honda 1. We all know that if we make a class final, then we cannot extend that class. So Honda 1 will not be created because it can be possible to extend the bike class. Just save it and let's execute the result. We are already in the file location. Just write Zvac honda1.java. See, we will get the error that is cannot inherit from final bike. So we cannot inherit the final class. So these are the implementation of the final keyword. Thank you.